Glorified be the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Elohim. Glorified be Adonai Mashak Yahweh Shai. And glorified be the Rakakadash, the Holy Spirit. Greetings to the hopeful elect, Kwam Jasharala. Shabbat Shalom still, the new moon came yesterday, so, until sundown today, I guess it's the end of the new Sabbath for the entire month. Most High be willing and providing, we're still here. It'll be, so-called Sunday evening till Monday evening, the new Sabbath. But led by the Spirit, we're going to do 2 Samuel, chapters 5, 6, and 7. It said David anointed king of all Israel. Kind of like, his descendant, Yahweh Shai, is going to be anointed of us, And let's get it, fine. Then all the tribes of Israel came to David at Hebron and said, Look, we are your bone and your flesh. For some time while Saul was king over us, it was you who led out Israel and brought it in. The Most High Yahweh Elohim said to you, It is you who shall shepherd of my people Israel. You shall be ruler over Israel. So all the elders of Israel came to the king of Hebron, and King David made a covenant with them at Hebron before Yahweh Elohim, and they anointed David king over Israel. David was 30 years old when they began to reign, and he reigned 40 years, as Hebron reigned over Jerusalem 7 years and 6 months, and at Jerusalem he reigned over all of Israel and Judah 33 years. now, see, so he's the anointed, just like he's going to be anointed again. And right here, the elders, man, that could be speaking for the 144. The hopeful elect. The 24 elders are set on the throne. That's the elite class of the hopeful elect, and then the 144, and then the one-third remnant. Now let's proceed. Then the king and his men marched to Jerusalem against the Jebusites. Jebusites means people that are hostile and they're indifferent, as far as cultures and arts and whatnot, like the world basically, and its worldly religions. That's the meaning of Jebusite. Let him go up at the water shaft to attack the lame and the blind, those whom David hates. Therefore it was said, the blind and the lame should not come into the house. David occupied a stronghold and named the city David. David built the city all around from mill to millward, and David became greater and greater, for Yahweh Elohim, the God, the Elohim, the Lord of Israel, was with him. Okay, King Hiram sent messengers. Okay, I'm going to stop it there real quick. Hey man, just like now, Yahweh Shai does not want the blind and the lame. So that means if you're blind and you're lame, you're a coon, or you're just a wicked ass nigga, man, or a snobby sellout, man, then you know what, man, you're through, man. Yahweh Shai ain't here for you, man. I'm saying that's what it says here, man. Because you're amongst the Jebusites. And it says, messenger to David, along with the cedar trees and carpenters and masons who built David's house. David then perceived that Yahweh Elohim had established him king over Israel, and that he had exalted his kingdom for the sake of the people. In Jerusalem, after he came from Hebron, David took more concubines and wives, and more sons and daughters were born to David. These are the names of those who were born to him in Jerusalem: Shammua, Shabarab, Nathan, Solomon, Ibhar, Elijah, Elishua, Nepeg, Japila, Elishma, Eliada, and Ephilet. Now it says here, more children are born to him. It's just that more Israelites are waking up, trying to be that part of that one-third remnant. Now let's proceed. We're gonna go to we'll continue verse 17. Philistines attack repulse. Okay. Philistines is also people that are hostile. Philistine are also people that are indifferent. Different culture, different beliefs. They're to be stepped on. That's adversaries, man. Divination, witchcraft practitioners, man. It says here that the people that have no clue. They're lost. Like 2/3 of our people and the heathen nations. When the Philistines heard that David had been anointed king over Israel, all the Philistines went up in search of David. But David heard about it and went down to the strongholds. Now Philistine had come and spread out in the valley of Rephaim. David inquired of Yahweh Elohim and said, Should I go up against the Philistines? Will you give them into my hands? The Most High Yahweh Elohim said, Go up, for I will certainly give the Philistines into your hand. Okay, I'm going to stop it there, man. Rephaim is just like Exodus 17.8 says, man. It's a place where there's no water for us, because we have no living water. And see, the Rephaim represent all these heathen nations You know what I'm saying? These Edomite demons and two-thirds of our coon, wicked, sellout people who have no understanding whatsoever, man, about the, the Most High, or His law, statutes, and commandments and beliefs. And therefore, they're Christians, they're Muslims, they're worldly religion people. You know what I'm saying? And they of course, they're the ones that are against, this covenant, David, saying back then and now. And see, reference, like I said, it's the wilderness between sin and righteousness. The most Israelites, they're caught in the wilderness between choosing to follow, the worldly ways, saying, and sin, or to strive for the kingdom, Selah, hallelujah, for that exhortation. Now let's proceed. So it says here that he's telling to go forth, right? So David came to Baal Perizim, saying Baal, because who do all these people worship? Baal, but see, Baal Perizim means breaking through, Lord, the place where Lord broke through, that means that he broke through through the Lord of this world, man, to Baal, Baal Perizim, and David defeated them there. Then the Most High was burst forth against my enemies before me like a bursting flood. Therefore that place is called Baal Perizim. The Philistines abandoned their idols there, and David and his men carried them away. See, that means that, some of you people, there used to be coons, wicked, and sellout, you're going to abandon your idols, and because you're going to break through from Baal's stronghold, because he's the God of this world. That's what's called the Lord breakthrough, because he's the Lord of this world. And David, in this covenant, this truth, breaks you through that, Once again, the Philistines came up and were spread out in the valley of Rephaim. That means more worldly religion, more of our people being Catholic, Christian, Muslim, and all this other shit. When David inquired of the Most High, you shall not go around to the rear and come up them opposite to Balsam, marching to the tops of the trees. Then be on alert, for then the Most High Yahweh has gone up before you to strike them down, the army of the Philistines. David did just as the Most High had commanded him, and he struck down the Philistines from Gilgal all the way to Gezer. All right, man. That means that the Most High saying, you know what? The people, the former said the people, they will come out of there. That's why they abandoned their. So he got a victory there. Now the rest of them, he said, don't trip on them. So that means don't trip it. 2/3 of you wicked sellouts and kunjaks, the Most High, and the heathen nations and all the other people, the Most High gonna serve you. He said that's why he went out forward and took it. He told him to go through the backside. That's why we're not here to convert nobody. It has to come. You have to be blessed for this. Now it says David brings the ark to Jerusalem, man. And David can gather all of the chosen men of Israel, just like he is now. He's waking up all the hopeful elect. 30,000 men. David and the people with him sent out. They sent out and went from Baal Judah to bring up from the ark of the Most High, which is called by the name of Yahweh Elohim, who is enthroned in the cherem. They carried the ark. They carried the ark. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there real quick. Baal Judah means Baal, king of Judah, because our people, once again, they worship the sun. But see, he took it out of there, so a lot of us came out of Babylon. And then and which is called the ark, which is called by his name. What is the ark? What's the name? Yasharallah, Israel. The bride. That's the ark. His law, statutes, and commandments. They carried the ark of the covenant on a new cart and brought it out of the house of Abindah, which was on the hill. Abindah means a willing father who was on the hill. That means that he was in the government. That means that we're here stuck in this, this abomination queendom. And our parents, they've been willingly giving us up to the slaughter, man. Because we're going out here, man, no direction. So that means our parents were willing. That means because they didn't have the covenant. Now it says here that Uzzah and Ahio, the sons of Abinah, the willing parent, right here, were driving the new cart with the ark of the covenant. That means that we are the people. And Elihu went in front of the ark. David and all the house of Israel were dancing before Yahweh Elohim with all their might, with songs and lyrics and harps and timbrels and castings and cymbals. That means that the other, because Ahiro means the other, the other brother, and Uzzah means the strength of this place. That's our 2/3 wicked seller kunjaks. They love America and love all this wickedness. But see, it says Ahio went forward before the ark. That means that that we've been singing this song, we've been called into this truth, and more happy we're providing. We're being saved. Now it says here, when they came to the threshing floor of Nakon, that means the place where that you're gonna identify the wheat and the tare. Split who's your family to recognize the family member. Family tree. Uzzah reached out his hand to the ark of the Most High and took hold of it. That means that these other people, these worldly religions, these 2/3 wicked Selah and Kunjaks, they reached out to try to say like, oh, we're here, we're gonna get saved, and they're looking, and here, and took a hold of it, for the oxen shook it. worldly religions, the anger of the Most High was kindled against Uzzah, and Yahweh Elohim struck him there because he reached out his hand to the ark, and he died there beside the ark of Yahweh Elohim. See, there you go. See, that means the 2/3 of the wicked said, like, Kunjix, man, and you're through, man. He's going to destroy you, man. And it says here, David was angry because the Most High had burst forth with an outburst upon Uzzah, so the place is called Perusa. To this day, David was afraid of Yahweh Elohim. He said, how can the ark of the Most High come into my care? So David was unwilling to take care of the ark into his hands in the city of David. Instead, David took it to the house of Obedam, the Gittite. Obedam means the server of Edom, you know what I'm saying? And Gittite means Gothic, like a sorcerer, witchcraft, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're in here in the house of this Edomite demon. The ark is here, the people, you know. The ark of the Most High remained in the house of Obedam and Gilead 3 months. It says took it to the house of Edom, Obedam and guilty, and the ark of the Most High remained in the house of Obedam guilty 3 months, and the Most High blessed Obedam into and all his household. Yeah, because all this time that these 2,000+ years, whatever that we've been here in captivity, fucks. They've been blessed because everything's been built on the sweat of the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? It was told King David, the Most High has blessed the household of Obadiah and all that belongs to him because of the ark of the Most High. So David went and brought up the ark from the house of Obadiah to the city of David with rejoice. And when those who bore the ark of the Most High had gone 6 places, he sacrificed an ox and a fatling. David danced before the Most High with all his might. David was girded with linen ephod. So David and all his household brought up the ark with shouting and with sounds of trumpets. That's talking about like now he's gonna come and get us, and America's blessing is done, man. They were blessed while the Israelites were here on free labor, but now you know what I'm saying. How Shai, son of David, he's gonna come and get us, you know what I'm saying, and it's over. We're gonna celebrate. Now it says here, the ark of the Most High came into the city of David. Michal, daughter of Saul. Michal means feminist, pretty much. Okay, you know what I'm saying, a woman that thinks she's a goddess. What are these out of order hearted say they are? I'm a goddess. I'm a queen. All this shit. That one, man. You know what I'm saying? The nigger woman, the hood rat, man. You know what I'm saying? And Michal, daughter of Saul, looked out of the window and saw King David leaping and dancing before the Most High Yahweh Elohim, and she despised him in her heart. They brought in the ark of the Most High and set it in its place inside the tents of David, had pitched for it, and David offered burnt offerings and an offering of well-being before Yahweh his Elohim. When David had finished offering the burnt offerings and the offerings of well-being, he blessed the people in the name of Yahweh Elohim and distributed food amongst all the people. The whole multitude of Israel, both men and women, to teach cake of bread and portions of meat and cake of raisins. Then all the people went back to their homes. David returned to bless his household, but Michal, feminist, woman, out of order woman, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David, and she said, how the king of Israel honored himself today, uncovering himself today before the eyes of his servant maids, so any vulgar fellow might shamelessly uncover himself. David said to her, it was before Yahweh Elohim who chose me in place of your father. Yeah, man, he chose us, the chosen, I'm saying, not 2/3 of our people, and all his household, to appoint me as prince over Israel, the people of the Most High, that I have danced before the Most High. I will make myself yet more contemptible than this, and I will be abased in my own ways, but by the maids of whom you have spoken, by them I shall be held in honor. I mean, the righteous women, we're going to be righteous women. And Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no children to the day of her death. That means nobody's going to want you, feminist, goddess image, Venus, divination practicing Babylonian witches. I don't care how pretty you. Now I want to say the B word, you out of order women. I'm saying we're not going to want you because we're going to have righteous women. See, that's what he said. My maid, see, shall be held in honor. See, yeah, righteous women. And it said that Michal, feminist woman, the daughter of Saul, had no children to the day of her death. That means that till the day you die, saying in the new kingdom, we're not going to want you, through. Now, when the king was settled in his house, it says Elohim's covenant with David. Now, when the king was settled in his house, the Most High had given him rest from the enemies around him. The king said to the prophet Nathan, see, now I am living in the house of cedar, but the ark of Elohim stays in the tent. Nathan said to the king, go do all that you have in mind, for the Most High is with you. But that same night, the word of Yahweh Elohim came to Nathan, go and tell my maid servant David, thus says Yahweh Elohim, are you the one to build me a house to live in? I have not lived in the house since the day I brought up the people. I'm saying, as Israel from Egypt to this, but I have been moving about in tents and tabernacles. Wherever I have moved about among all the people of Israel, did I ever speak a word with any of the tribal leaders of Israel, whom I commanded to shepherd my people Israel, saying, Why have you not built me a house of cedars? Now therefore, thus you shall say to my servant David, Thus says Yahweh Elohim, Lord of hosts, I took you from the pastures, from following the sheep, to the prince over my people Israel, and I have been with you wherever you went, and have cut off all your enemies from before you, and I will make for you a great name, like the name of the great ones of the earth. And I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and I will plant them so that they may live in their own place and be disturbed no more. And evildoers shall afflict them no more as formerly. From the time that I appoint judges over my people Israel, I will give you rest from all your enemies. Moreover, the Most High declares to you that the Lord will make you a house when your days are fulfilled and you lie down with your ancestors. I will rise up your offspring after you, and that's how it shines. See, after you, who I shall come, who and I will establish. It says, after you, who shall come forth from your body, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. That's how will shine, man, in New Jerusalem, Zion, righteous kingdom. I will be father to him, and he shall be son to me. When he commits iniquity, I will punish him with a rod such as mortals use with blows inflicted by human pains. But I will not take my steadfast love from him, as I took it from Saul. Yeah, man, that means you come into this true righteous and you always strive to do right, man. And this is by no excuse, okay? Absolutely no excuse for you to plunder, but I'm saying that, the Most High bless you, man. He'll be with you, man. But if you fall off to a point where you offend you, then you through, man. But, it's a slippery slope, man. Feel blessed. That's all I'm saying. And be humble and work. Your house and your kingdom should be whom I have put away before your eyes. See, that means that 2/3 of the people are not gonna be accepted. You know what I'm saying? They come from the line of Saul, man. Worldly niggas. And it says, before me, your house and your kingdom shall be made sure forever. Before me, your throne shall be established forever, in accordance with all these words, with all the visions Nathan spoken to David. Hallelujah, man. Now let's finish it off with David's prayer, man. Then King David went in and sat before Yahweh Elohim and said, Who am I, Yahweh mighty Elohim? And what is my house that you have brought me thus far? And yet this was a small thing in your eyes, O Yahweh Elohim. You have spoken also of your servant's house for a great while to come. Yeah, that's the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. May this be instructions for the people, O Yahweh Elohim. And what more can David say to you? For you know your servant, O Yahweh Elohim, because of your promise in accordance to your own heart. You have wrought all these greatness to that your servant may know it. Therefore you are great, O Yahweh Elohim, for there is no one like you, and there is no God beside you, according to all that we have heard with our ears. Who is like your people, like Israel? Is there another nation on earth who Yahweh Elohim went to redeem it as a people? Yeah, man, we're the chosen people, man. And to make a name for himself, doing great and awesome things for them by driving out before his people nations and their gods. Yeah, man, we break through strongholds, man. And you establish your people Israel for yourself to be your people forever, O Yahweh Elohim. Yeah, O Yahweh Elohim, you became our Elohim, and now Yahweh Elohim, as for the word that you have spoken concerning your servant and concerning his house, confirm it forever. That's the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. See, do as you have promised. Thus your name will be magnified forever, and saying that Yahweh Elohim, Lord of hosts, is over Israel, and the house of your servant David will be established before you. For Yahweh Elohim, Lord of hosts, and Elohim of Israel have made this revelation to your servant, saying, I will build you a house. Therefore your servant has found courage to pray this prayer to you. And now, O Yahweh Elohim, you are my mighty Elohim, and your words are true, and you have promised this good to your servant. Now therefore may it please you to bless the house of your servant, so that I may continue forever before you. For you, O Yahweh Elohim, has spoken, and with your blessings shall arise of your servant be blessed forever. Shall the house of your servant be blessed forever. Selah, hallelujah. See, forever we're blessed, man. We stand the law, statutes, and commandment. It's an honor, it's a privilege, it's a blessing to be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, shalom.